What's up, everybody? It's your favorite offensive madman, Kyle Robinson, coming to you live from lockdown in the padded room in the most intense madhouse on the planet. If you've been following along with the Warframe Like a Real Boy series, we have talked Mastery Rank, we have talked the Foundry, and now we're going to get into where you're probably going to spend a fair majority of your time, and that is the navigation system. There's quite a bit to get into today, so why don't we get started? Your navigation console, which you'll pick up from the tutorial missions that you play at the very beginning, is going to be located at the front of your ship. As you'll see here, once you hit square, it loads up. Now, there's a few different things that you'll see here. The biggest thing in the beginning is going to be your star chart, which is basically your progression through this series of planets slash worlds and missions. And what you have the option of doing is you'll start on Earth and you'll start on this mission. Where the hell are you? It's E Prime. It's somewhere in this general vicinity. Trying to find the little thing and it's hiding on me. Well, you start on E Prime, right there. That is the very first mission. It's an exterminate. You go out and you kill things. So your whole objective in the beginning, to me, should be playing through the junctions and progressing through your star chart to unlock more planets. Because as I discussed in the last video, you get more planets, which means you have access to more resources, so on and so forth. But that is really that's actually a very straightforward approach. You go in, and now, which is kind of a surprise to me in hindsight, they've put in your objectives on the junction. So if you hover over this, the Venus junction, it pops up a little to-do list. So for example, quest complete, or complete quest Boar's Prize, collect 20 mods, apply 4 mods to a singular weapon or Warframe, and upgrade any mod to rank 2 or higher through the fusion process. These things, these junctions, act as its own little tutorial, and it's much better than it used to be, because it used to be it would tell you to do something and you were just confused. So that's what I would definitely spend some time doing, is playing through there in the very beginning. Now, one of the other things I want to break down in this video is the menu at the top. Now, your menu at the top is going to look very different from mine in the beginning. And the only reason that is because you unlock certain parts of this menu while you progress through the game. But I obviously don't have access to a brand new toolbar at the top, but I want you to be able to come back to this video if you ever have questions about what's at that top as you scroll through or as you progress through the game. So that said, let's break down this taskbar up in the top right hand corner here. And you'll see the L1 R1 button. If you hit R1 first, it'll show you a list of your quests, and those quests are basically the story elements of Warframe, very similar to any other MMO that exists. Most of them are not real intense until you start getting further into the game, but that's another comment for another day. Then we go over and we have the arbitrations, which this menu has been cleaned up quite a bit over the years. Arbitrations you unlock after completing every single node on the star chart. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. Your weekly alerts, as you get further in, you'll meet Maru in Mars, and then there's Clem, a bot that you'll help, and those two things will give you weekly rewards, real simplistic rewards. Then you have your invasion missions. Certain weapons and weapon blueprints are literally locked behind invasion missions. So for example, one of the ones that you can get is the Strun Wraith, and it'll pop up here every so often. This is also where you can get mutagen masses, Feldrons, detonite injectors, and all of that already pre-built by completing missions here. And it's literally, let's click on one just to show you. There's 3 missions you have to complete. So you can get this coordinate here, for example, by doing the battle pay qualification 3 times, playing the same mission 3 times. That's what it's for. Next mission, or the next one on the list, is going to be your syndicate missions, which we will cover syndicates in far greater detail in another video a little bit later. But this is where you can play, and the main reward for these is literally just syndicate standing that you can use to purchase things from syndicate channels and whatnot. Next mission, or the next screen here, is going to be your Void Fisher, which you'll unlock once you get the relic segment. Relics and stuff. We talked a little bit about prime parts in the last video, but I wanted to kind of make sure that, you know, this was a menu you saw. Even if you're like, well, what the hell is a prime part? Prime parts and relics are something else, again, that are going to have their own video. And I understand some of this may not correlate right now, and I apologize for that. Trying to complete an order of this was kind of difficult. But yes, there will be a video on prime parts. So that said, this is kind of what you're looking at here, and where you can go to crack those relics as you get them. You basically just select a mission, select a relic, rock and roll. It's really that simple. The last menu up here is the sortie, which is, I don't remember where you unlock this specifically in game. It is after one of the cinematic quests. But once you get this unlocked, it is a once daily trial that you can do. It's a 3-part mission. As you can see here, for example, rescue, melee only, defense, and it gives you the conditions. So it makes it a little harder to, it gives you a harder, more modded out mission, where your reward pool, as you'll see down here at the bottom, is different stuff. Mods, Warframe adapters, formas, Orkin reactors and catalyst, boosters, endo, things like that. So that's really the gist of that menu there and what you see. Another another thing that you'll notice here, and this to me is a big deal because some people don't like playing with random people, and I get it. So up here in your upper left-hand corner, and you can kind of see where I'm hovering there, you have 4 options when you play this game. You have public, friends only, invite only, and solo. They break down pretty simplistic and straightforward. Public means anyone can join you for any mission you jump into. Friends only literally means that anyone on your friends list will have the option to join you as a member of your fire team on your mission. Invite only means that you can invite them, but they can't just jump on you. And then solo means, well, you're shit out of luck and on your own. So that's the easiest way to change that. You see the little triangle there, you hit triangle, it'll take you right to that, and then you can select whichever mode you feel fits your best bang for your buck, so to speak, because some people don't really like dealing with that. Another thing in this menu is your chat, which if you're in a clan or in a squad, those are your 2 big channels there. The other 3 major channels, Q&A is supposed to be a community helping thing. Community for the most part is pretty good for Warframe, but there is a few just douche canoes that'll jump in there and be really rude for no reason. This is your recruiting channel, where if you're looking to run relics or farms for certain resources or things of that nature, you can just kind of come to this menu and drop it in there. Just drop it in there like a standard text chat, and then if somebody's interested, they'll PM you. Last is going to be your trade chat. This is where I have spent a majority of my time, and a very, very vast amount of my friends have spent a lot of their time, because this is where you're trading things for platinum. Basically mods that you can't get a hold of right now, primes that are vaulted, things like that. Anything that's tradable within the game, if you're looking to buy it, you buy it here within the trade chat. The last couple of things I kind of want to touch on in this specific video is oops, I hit the wrong button and backed all the way out like a dumbass. So the last thing I want to touch on in this particular video, in this menu, well, there's 2 things. So we'll start up here, because I am sure you'll see this after a certain point. And if you do, that's where your railjack mission is. That is something that you unlock a little bit later in the game, but I had access to it before I had the railjack, so I can only assume that people in the beginning of the game are going to have it. If you click this, it will bring up another form of star chart where you can jump into any crew with anyone and then have different areas to be able to get into. But the thing I really kind of wanted to focus on here is the Nightwave. And the reason I wanted to bring up Nightwave is because it is Warframe's version of a battle pass. And I like what they're attempting to do with it, and I've missed a vast majority of this season just playing and different stuff. But it is literally, you bring up this menu in the bottom right hand corner, and again, don't know specifically when it unlocks. I would think it's pretty early on in the game because I know this is a content that they wanted you to get to. But you have the option to do daily and weekly missions, and you'll get standing for it. You'll also get standing just for playing within the game. In this particular series of story, you had to go kill glass enemies in order to get a specific level of um, standing. So that was how they did it, which was fine and it worked. Um, then you have these different elements here of just different things you can do. Like this one, for example, supporter, complete 0 of 10 syndicate missions. Uh, Unlock 0 of 4 orc and derelict vaults. These are weekly missions that pop up, and then your weekly elites are also on there. So this is how they do that, and then you have this entire reward chain up to level 30 to get yourself some stuff. Now, the beautiful thing about this is it gives you things that you can't get anywhere else for free. Between cosmetics such as these, the Warframe slot, which is 20 platinum in and of itself, your Umbra Forma, which we're not going to talk about too much, but your Forma bundles, which give you 3 Forma, and you can use those to increase and change polarities and stuff. We talked a little bit about that a little while back. But so this is all stuff that you can get just from playing the game, and this is all free. That's the beauty of it. It's all free. So you have the option of coming in and playing through this battle pass system um, for free. And that's kind of the last thing I wanted to touch on in this particular video, just because I think that's a big, big add-on for this game, and I think it's something they are going to push going forward, and that's what I like to see is a reason to continue to come back and do things like that. So, starting next week, we are going to be taking a look at the arsenal, which is another major element here within the ship. We're going to break down the arsenal. That's going to be a 2-part video as well. And then I'm going to follow that up with a video on mods and how to make mods better, where to find mods, things like that. And then the week after that, we're going to be looking at the currencies here in Warframe. And that's where I'm going to break down a little more of your platinum and your credits and your different styles of currencies that reside within the game. Things that are easy to miss because you don't realize that they're there. All that said, if you like what we're doing here and you like these videos, go ahead and give me a like and a subscribe down on the clicky bell down there at the bottom, and make sure you turn on your notifications. And please, I stream every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 8:30 until about 10:30. Going to be trying out some new things, so if you feel free to come on into the madhouse, as I'm calling it, please come on in, follow me on Twitch, jump into the chat. We'll talk Warframe, we'll talk Rocket League, we'll talk anything and everything. I don't give a shit. So, if you like what we're doing here, like I said, give us a follow, a subscribe. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, Twitch. All those links are down in the description below. Until next time, please, as you leave the madhouse, be sure to shut the door behind you on the most secure padded room on the internet. Have a wonderful day.